kids are small, right, they don't know a lot of things. So he would like come up with you with different questions like, you didn't get married, or, where's my mama? So, how do you deal with such questions?
I can't really spell out things for him because he's too young to understand, but I have given him his answers age appropriately, and that's all I can do at this point of time.
A lot of people want sequel of Dhol. A lot of people want, and I think even you're waiting for that. Like,
Yes, of course.
the Kultimar memes, like my favorite.
All the names, and they're all trying to patao the girl, and then all the comedy of errors that was in the movie, about havan mein pani dal the, thinking that wahan aag lag gayi hai. So all those kind of things I think people find very memorable.
You lost a lot of weight also. I can see anything fab in that. But can you just talk about the procedure? Like,
I don't believe in dieting. I am mindful about the food I eat, and I kind of have a balanced diet, which is more towards the high protein side of it. And I do work out 3-4 times a week, but I don't believe in fasting, or I don't believe in dieting and crash dieting, and so that's not my cup of tea. I need to eat food, and good food.
hi, this is Astha Tripathi and welcome to Awesome TV, which lets you be simply awesome. Today we have with us Tusshar Kapoor. Of course, we interviewed him during 10 June ki raat and now for Kap Kapi. I love how he is, doing phenomenal work, and we are seeing him back to back. I was just complimenting him on that as well. So hi and hello and welcome to Awesome TV. Tushar, how are you doing?
Some introduction.
You liked it?
Yes.
Tushar, firstly, I have to say, now that you have started the thing, you have to come back to back, whether it's OTT or theatres. We want to see more of you.
Thank you so much for being so kind with your words, but it's not in my control. I will try to be as frequent as possible, but a lot of depends on, when a film has to release, it releases. Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm glad that they're releasing faster now.
Yeah, exactly my point.
Yeah.
Also, talking about Kap Kapi, what kind of comments are you getting?
The response has been really encouraging for the film, whoever has watched it, though I'm now waiting for the OTT release because it came at a time wherein the environment wasn't very conducive, to get too many shows, and there were a lot of films coming on the same day, and some big films that were planned earlier had to come on our date. So we didn't get too many shows, but the response was good. So I think it's hard to judge just by the theatrical release. I think when it comes on OTT, we'll know what the numbers really are and how many people really watch it, and what the response is will become more crystallized.
100%. And I'll tell you one thing, with friendships, people like, whenever they're hanging around or they're having night outs, people want to watch such kind of films,
Yes. It
fun.
really fits that target audience. It really caters to that target audience, that the slightly vela, college going crowd who want to do a little masti and, get scared and laugh, and that kind of, it's a film that is catering to that audience.
Acha, how much do you believe in these things, like ghost and everything? Do you believe in that?
I don't believe and I don't disbelieve either. I'm as inquisitive and as curious as you are, or the audiences are. I think we are, as Indians, very, very attracted to the supernatural and to the unknown. And we all like to laugh, we all like to get scared. So I don't know how much I should be believing, but I would say I'm a passive believer. Someone who enjoys it, but I've never tried to really, go try and find out what's on the other side.
You have never tried the board game?
Not seriously. I've done it for fun as a kid. We all did it as kids.
I have done it as well.
But who knows what the real way is, and who knows if there is a real way. It's just what we see in movies, etc. And let's just look at it as fun and enjoy it. Yeah.
What if people actually start trying it?
What if something happens today? If I'm denying it today, but what if something really happens today? I mean, so I shouldn't speak too much. Yeah, I'm not encouraging anybody to try it. I think it's good fun to watch in a movie. And it's up to you, like in Kap Kapi also, when you watch it, it's up to you how much you want to believe in it or not.
Definitely. Also, talking about your projects, like I was just watching a podcast of yours, and I have been stalking you a lot because I've been hearing a lot of podcasts of you recently. And one thing what I have observed is that a lot of people, always tend to ask you about Golmaal, like that's there in every podcast, but you handling that with a smile in every interview when you hear, when people just talk about like Golmaal, but you very well, you're like, acha, yeah. And then you talk. How do you keep yourself so motivated? Because as actors, what happens is that they want to, they want to be spoken about more projects as well. But with you, you just handle it in a very subtle way.
Yeah, I think they want to ask me about Golmaal because that's the demand. I think these questions are also coming from the demand. They're not coming from somebody's imagination. Or no one's trying to pick on me by talking about one thing again and again. I think it's just because people want to know. So if there is something that feels repetitive, I shouldn't look at it that way, because the audience is not going to see every interview of mine. They're going to, somebody's going to watch this, somebody's going to watch that. So I have to answer those questions because I owe it to my audiences, I owe it to my fans, I owe it to the Golmaal fan base. They have made me who I am. So if they want to know what I feel about this character, they want to know how I prepared for it, how I trained for it, and how the experience was, then I have to answer those questions. So I take it positively. I take it like it's part of my job.
I always see that smile, on your face, because a lot of actors we see these days are like, no, we don't want to talk about this and that. But you dealing with it also comes with a compliment that I love that things about you.
Thank you so much. You're very kind.
Okay, now, like a lot of people want sequel of Dhol. A lot of people want, and I think even you're waiting for that.
Yes, of course. But I don't know who's going to make it. Maybe I should make it. Yeah.
You should.
There is a huge Dhol fan base that I think every time there's a meme about Dhol, it trends on Instagram, and I get tagged with all these memes.
The Kaltimar memes, like my favorite.
In all the names, and they're all trying to pataw the girl.
Yeah.
And then all the comedy of errors that was in the movie, about havan mein pani dal dete the, thinking that wahan aag lag gayi hai. So all those kind of things I think people find very memorable.
Who would have imagined, right?
It was entirely his baby, and I think he should only make the sequel.
I am damn sure. But imagine if there is a sequel of Dhol. How would it be like these youngsters in midlife crisis? Oh,
There's a film that is made. The original film of Dhol 1 has a sequel in the south. So maybe we will make that film again. So it is a reunion. I can tell you the bit of the story. It's a reunion of sorts, that these guys have come together after 20 years. And then what happens to the Dhol?
exactly. That's gonna be so much fun to watch. And other than Dhol, I would ask you that what sequels do you want of your films? Which films are those? Like, if you want to name some.
1, 2, 3 maybe.
1, 2, 3, 4, or maybe 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Dhol, maybe Shootout. Golmaal to obviously. Kya Cool Hai Hum. And yeah, I think for now these are good.
But like in real life, when I see you, you're like very serious also, and I think you're an ambivert maybe.
Yeah, I'm an ambivert. Yeah.
But when you do comedy scenes, you just go so seamlessly.
Yeah, I'm not at all like the person you see me in the comedy films. I'm a very different person. I'm quite an introvert, and I think in my comfort zone I have that side to me, but I'm not always like that. So I can be in my shell, and then I go out and meet my friends. I can go into my shell and meet my friends. So I need a balance of being on my own and being with people.
But does camera bring an other side of Tushar? Like,
I think I can't really let my own self and my own inhibitions come in the way of my performance on screen. I have to play that character, and if the character is outgoing, I can't be myself completely. I mean, I have to make it my own. So there will be a part of me in the character, but you have to entertain. You have to let your guard down when you face the camera. And I look at it that way. This profession is about being free, being confident, and being and portraying the character to the best of your ability. And you won't do that if you are conscious or if you are inhibited in front of the camera. So I try to break out of my shell when I'm doing my work.
Is that very difficult for you? Like, do you?
Oh, I enjoy it. I mean, it's become part of me. It's like I love my work, and it takes me a while to warm up with people, a lot of people, and it takes me a while to warm up to the characteristics of the role that I'm playing, and the sur of the character, as you would say. But once I'm in that zone, once I've done 1-2 din kar liye shooting ke, I feel I'm in the shoes of the character then. Yeah, because I give it my best shot, at least in the beginning, and then I let it flow. So it's challenging initially, but thereafter I feel it becomes natural. Yeah.
Even Sridevi, she was like quite introverted, but whenever she used to come in front of the camera, it was like magic, right?
Completely, yeah.
I think that's her love for the movies, and that's your love for the movies as well.
Absolutely. Everybody has their own way of dealing with their shyness. Everybody has their own style, but I think at the end of the day, you have to love the camera, you have to love your job, and you have to love entertaining people, and then these obstacles don't matter.
Acha, you've lost a lot of weight also. I can see you're looking fab in that. But can you just talk about the procedure? Like, were you like following a particular diet?
I don't believe in dieting. I am mindful about the food I eat, and uh, I kind of have a balanced diet, which is more towards the high protein side of it. And I do work out 3-4 times a week, but I don't believe in fasting, or I don't believe in dieting and crash dieting, and so that's not my cup of tea. I need to eat food and good food.
Yeah,
But
you're a
I
foodie.
don't indulge as much as I used to when I was younger. So I think I'm a little more mindful now. Maybe that's why the weight loss is showing. I hope.
But a lot of actors these days are, getting into the fitness and, they are actually losing weight, which is great. Like, I feel that it's the best way you can look and you can project yourself. So, what was your inspiration?
I'm my own inspiration. I think when I see myself in camera and I feel I need to lose weight, I get inspired to do it. I haven't really gotten inspired from anybody else that, okay, weight loss is something that's very personal. So when I know I'm not fitting into my clothes, or I know that, okay, now at this age, I have to be mindful of the fact that the metabolic rate is lower. So it's about learning about yourself that, okay, now the calorie intake has to be monitored, if not controlled. It has to be monitored. So that is a learning process, and I think it's just about evolving and just about growing up and understanding yourself better. Nobody, I don't think I'm trying to emulate anybody or got inspired by someone else.
And Kapoors are always so foodie, like, come on.
Yeah, yes, of course. I think we love meetha and we love desserts and we love khana. So it was a process trying to change that and eat some lesser food, but the results make you. I think when you see results, you get inspired.
Do you all have a ritual like a Sunday lunch, Sunday brunch, or maybe a dinner?
Not really. We have our own times and our own worlds. We are all working in different time zones. So most of the Sundays are with the kids. So either my sister takes the kids out or I take the kids out. So most of these holidays are with the kids. So we haven't really had a family lunch for a while, but we do go on vacation once in a while, and that's when we can come together and chat and eat together and enjoy together.
Talking about kids, when you were a kid, you were expressive but less expressive. So you used to write those little letters, right, to your parents.
I think it was like once or twice when I wrote my feelings in a letter, and yeah, I mean I was an introvert, but I've had my outbursts. So it's not that I don't never expressed anything, but there are times when I wrote things down, and yeah, but yeah, it was not the norm. There were a few moments that I kind of you know channelized my energy through writing. Yeah, that's why I wrote a book. I think I haven't brought it up in this interview, right? I wrote this book because it's about my journey into parenting, and everyone wants to know about the whys and the hows and the whats and the ifs about this single parenting that I have done, and everything is in this book. I think from the time I decided to become a single father, right until the lockdown, and a couple of years into the lockdown. So if you want to read about it, it's called Bachelor Dad, and it's on Amazon, and you can buy it on Kindle and at your nearest bookstore also.
The picture is so cute of you and Lakshay. Also talking about Lakshay, how does he express his feeling and how are you as a father?
He's very expressive.
Yeah.
Like he throws a fit if he has to. He's very balanced, but he has his likes and dislikes, and he's quite a rule breaker also because he loves his football. So he loves watching football on YouTube, and he loves meeting his friends. And there are times when he doesn't want to go to school. So he expresses what he feels. Yeah, because I'm like a friend to him. I understand kids really well. I'm very good with children. So fortunately, I did the right thing. I became a dad.
Is it like really difficult to play a role of a mother and a father both?
No, I don't see it like I'm doing some double role. I see it like I'm his parent and I am the primary caregiver. And there is so much that I have to do. And I took it as, something that I wanted to do and something that is an extension of me. I don't see it as a chore or a duty or a responsibility. I see it as a part of my own life rather than me doing something for my son. So it doesn't feel like a burden at all. And um, single or not, every parent has a challenging task on hand. Yes, whether you're just a mom or just a dad or playing the role of a mom and dad. I mean, it could be even more challenging for a couple wherein both are working. Who knows? Then each one has to do more than his share of work. So I don't believe that a particular family structure makes it harder or easier. Everyone's life is different, every family's structure is different, and we're all trying to do our best. We're all trying to raise good kids, and there's only so much that you can do. Beyond that, it's his journey, and he has to face his trials, and he has to go through the ups and downs, and he has to make his life. I can only be a parent at the end of the day.
Yeah. But what's the sweetest thing he has ever done for you? Is there anything which
He's always cooking for me.
he's cooking for
He
you?
makes cards for me on my birthday, and he always has a surprise for me on my birthday.
As in, like, what way?
Decorate the room or decorate the hall, and then he'll call me, and then he'll open it up, and then there'll be a cake cutting, and there'll be music playing. So he organizes a party for me. He loves organizing parties. So he always has this birthday party for me. So that's the sweetest thing I think he's done.
I think the little
But for his sake, I love my own birthday only because of his sake.
that's so sweet. Sorry, I just took a moment because I just liked that thing so much. But it's always sweet when you have a child and he completes a part of you, right? You just don't feel empty anymore. You just feel that there is someone I have to go.
Something to do, someone to look forward to, and someone to love.
Yeah. So what all have you covered in this book?
It's all about why I did it, how is it possible, how am I managing. It's all about my journey into single parenting. So it's from around say 10, 12 years back when I started thinking about becoming a father and how am I going to go about it. Would I want to get married or not? And if I don't get married, are there options? And then how did I come about this idea? How did it, how did I meet the people I met who guided me into this world of single parenting? And thereafter, the procedures, I've spoken about the procedures also. I've spoken about him coming into my arms the first day of his life. And thereafter, how did I work with him being with me? What has been the journey in the lockdown? It's like around from 2013, 14, 12, 13, 14 to around 2021, 22. That's the time period, yeah.
I would want to know the father's perspective, so I would definitely read this book. But when kids are small, right, they don't know a lot of things. So he would like come up with you with different questions, like you didn't get married, or where's my mama. So how do you deal with such questions?
He doesn't have those kind of insecurities because I think I've instilled in him a sense of belonging, and I've nurtured him in a way wherein he feels like he has the unconditional love. At least I've tried to. So he hasn't felt like there's a vacuum in any manner, in any way. Of course, he has his queries, which he comes up with, and there's just queries there more for him to really have certain questions answered so that he's clear about certain things. And I have given him those answers age appropriately.
Exactly.
I can't really spell out things for him because he's too young to understand, but I have given him his answers age appropriately, and that's all I can do at this point of time. So he's got no anxiety in that regard, and I think we have to learn to condition our kids with honesty, with the facts, but in a manner wherein they feel that they are as normal as anybody else, and the family structure that they have is as good or as different as anybody else's, because no two family structures are the same, and there are all kinds of family structures. So I've brought him up in that manner so that he doesn't feel like there's something lacking.
Yeah. So do you all like watch your movies together? Or do you watch your own movies together?
I watch my own movies.
You watch?
But he doesn't watch my movies. He watches the movies that he wants to watch. And he watches very few movies.
What kind of films does he watch?
I watch like an animated film or two, like Inside Out 2, there's a movie. Then the Minecraft movie came out recently. And other than that, no. If his friends are going for a film, then he might go for the film. Sometimes he doesn't go for a birthday party because it's a film. The birthday party is a movie. Like if the child is booked a screen or something for a movie, then he might just say, oh, that's too girlish, I'm not going. So many of those times he said that I'm not going for that movie, it's too girlish.
But I'm telling you, these days things are very creative. Like people are hosting like so many different patterns of birthdays.
Yes, they all kinds of birthdays, and now they understand that he doesn't want to come or she doesn't like movies. They give each other their space, so it's fair.
So you watch your films alone, or you like watch it with everyone? Like what kind
My
of
films I watch it mostly I get the reaction in the theatre. I try to go to the theatre to watch it. But otherwise, sometimes there are cast and crew screenings. So before I think the release, I watch it once, and then I watch it with the audience once. There are 2 times that I watch it.
And who's your biggest critique?
I am my own biggest critic because I am a very good critic and I know wherein I have blundered or I know where I could have done better. And it's very important to be your own good critic because then you don't get confused with what others are saying. You focus on what you need to be doing. So I do listen to everybody. I try to take all the feedback, but I try to use it constructively. And I mix it with what I think and I say, okay, now this is where I have done well, but I need to work on these areas. So it's about assessing yourself. Take all the information that you get and then assess yourself, assess your work yourself. That's how I believe.
And what kind of projects are you looking forward? Like what different?
I'm doing a comedy sequel. Welcome is one of them.
Yeah.
And there's another one I can't talk about now.
Okay, so there is something.
Yeah, another one, which will be announced soon. And then I'm doing a political thriller also. Again, I can't talk about it.
That's a different. That's gonna be that's gonna be insane.
So that's a different world for me. And then of course, there's more in the planning. But as of now, it's just these 3 projects. Yeah.
And all 3 are so like different.
Different from each other. Yeah.
So you are having fun, I'm sure. Like while you're shooting, you're having fun. And what's that one message you would like to give to the audience out there?
I just would like to tell the audience a big thank you for giving me so much love, for having tolerated me for so many years and for making me survive for so many years. It's only your love that is keeping me going and I hope it continues for me to stay here for another 25 years at least. So thank you and namaste.
We're looking forward for it and we're not tolerating you. We love watching you. So yeah, we love watching all the funny scenes. So it's not tolerating, it's like fun.
Thank you.
Thank you so much and it was so good having a conversation. It's always good. Thank you.
Hi, this is Tushar here and you are watching me on Awesome TV.